Hi guys, and welcome to the 5th episode of All Good Choices with
Cheryl
and Haley. There we go. We're getting a little smoother with it. Every intro, by the end we'll have like a rap song.
Gotta get nice and comfy.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for tuning in again. So happy to see all of you.
Yes.
And by all of you, I mean the camera and Eli behind the camera. So this episode's gonna be a little juicy, some juicy hot topics.
A bit more X-rated.
Yeah, with that being said, my family, for the love of God, please click off. Please click off of this episode.
If you know what's good for both of us.
Like, please, I don't want you to know any of these things about me. So yeah, I'm giving you this awkward space is for you to click off because I don't want it. But we are talking about hookup culture. Mm-hmm. I think a big thing of hookup culture is the hoe phase.
Yeah.
Yes, Cheryl. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, the hoe phase.
Mm-hmm. Everybody goes through one.
Yeah, everybody, men and women, they and them, they all go through it. All the pronouns go through it.
It's a necessary part of growing up.
Yeah, I think a big thing, like when I was preparing for this episode, was I had to like put myself back in the mindset of being in like a hoe phase, because I feel like I've matured out of it.
Yeah.
So I really had to think like how I was feeling when I was hoeing around.
I haven't been in an aggressive one in a while, so yeah, like looking back and like doing, I was like looking through like my Snapchat memories or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on my way here. I was listening to like the music I was listening to when I was like hoeing around.
Yeah.
And I literally like almost turned it off because it was just so like toxic and
it
like
is. Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, like I can't believe I was bumping this daily, like giving this person streams, like that's crazy. But yeah, so I personally think that while everybody goes through the hoe phase, it is never it's never a successful outcome in the end.
Yeah, I feel like that's yes and no. I feel like it's definitely, at least for me, it was like I was like finding myself, I guess.
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
You know, it was a lot that I was experiencing and that I finally could experience. So I think it was like a good growing journey for me or whatever. However, I do think that I could have gone without it at the same point. Sure. But like I don't like regret it at all.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean the outcome being unsuccessful in sense of like everybody always comes to the same conclusion where they're like
it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, like where it's like
it's like not fun anymore.
Yeah, like it's only fun for a little bit and then everybody's always like having sex with somebody I actually care about is much more worth it than just like hooking up with randoms.
And I do feel like there's a different point, like casual sex now is like different than like when I was like constant. Yeah. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like a one-off time here and there is not anything crazy compared to like all the time. Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I think now imagining myself like meeting some random person and then hooking up with them and like that is the thing that we have in common just seems so like a waste of time.
Oh my god, I know.
And but
it's
at
so
the time,
crazy though to think about how you don't really ever talk.
Yeah, like you talk about like basic things and like you know stuff about them, but the main connection you have is the fucking. We passed the 2 minutes. It's fucking. And that's just like so crazy because when I look back at the time when that was like that's what I was doing, I did not think about it like that at all. I was like,
I knew because most of the info that I knew about that is like when I would like stalk them on like Instagram or like, you know, like pin pieces of the puzzle together. And then I was like, oh, this is like we don't talk about anything.
Well,
I literally like would go over, we would whatever, and then, you know, and then just.
Yeah, at the time I didn't view it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
Like I was just like
oh,
it was fun and like at the time I was like, yeah, like whatever, like I don't need to be in a relationship to like still have fun with somebody. And now it's like completely opposite where it's like, no, I like want to be in a relationship with somebody because this is for the birds. Because not only like emotionally, which we'll get into, but emotionally it's like tolling, like just health in general. Like you don't know what they're doing because they have no title. They don't really like as they don't really owe anything to you, which they should, like basic human decency, but at the end of the day, like they're going to do what they want to do. So it's like,
and everybody has a different boundary.
Yeah. So it's like, well, if we're not using protection, what about the next girl or guy? Like what, you know, like what are you doing? So it's like, there's just so many risk factors where it's like, it's not worth putting all this at risk. And also somebody always catches feelings. Yep. It was a casual thing.
Agreed.
So it doesn't even last that long anyway.
Yeah, if you're lucky, it lasts like a month.
If you're lucky.
A month or like...
Not me. 2 weeks and I'm in love. I'm like, all right, yeah. We're together now. And they're like,
what are we?
Yeah. What are we? That conversation is the worst. It just like...
If you have to have that conversation...
It's done. You shouldn't even have to have that conversation in the first place.
Exactly.
Like... No. No, girl. No, I think also too,
because every time you have that conversation, it ends badly.
Yeah, it always does. It always does.
Because it's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but
yeah,
I ain't feeling this.
Yeah, which is always rough. It like on both ends too, like being the one that doesn't feel the same way and also having to be the one that like has feelings.
Definitely. Like
either way, it's equally as terrible. Like not one, it's not one's better than the other. Like both of them are terrible.
Yeah.
Which is so annoying. But I think a big thing is like situationships. Those are so popular right now. And me, for example, I was like in, I think, the world's longest situationship. Literally like 3 years.
They have you down in the world record book.
Yeah, I should be in Guinness. But it was 3 years like on and off. Mostly on. But it was just this constant cycle.
With no title.
Yeah, with no title, mind you. No title. And it was this constant cycle of like us being together, but then we would fight and then we wouldn't talk for a few weeks. So then I would go wild out on those few weeks. Then we'd get back together, in quotes, and then I wouldn't hook up with anybody else. But then we'd break up and I'm like, okay, we're never talking again. Like he hates me, whatever. Then it's just a constant 3-year cycle of that. And then me like fighting for my spot of like wanting that girlfriend title and like trying to prove that. And that has,
and you're like, I already spent so much of my life dedicated to this. I gotta make it work.
I got to. Something has to happen. Yeah. And that has bred like this competition like mindset in me that I'm trying to break now. Like me a year ago was on some shit. Like I literally, my mindset was like, now my mindset is if it's between me and somebody else, pick the other person, period.
Right.
Before it was like, if it's between me and somebody else, like
we're playing the Bachelorette, we are all in
pick the other person, but it'll always be me. Like I will always make sure that I'm number one and that
you're
you
like
pick
planting
me.
Your seed.
Therefore, there's no competition. Like I will make sure I'm number one. But like, what was I fighting for? Because I did not get wifed by any of these people. Like I was just like, it was like an ego thing. And now I'm trying to like be more mature.
Yeah.
Which is rough. But I think that was a big thing because I was in that for so long that now it's like that bred that like, okay, I have to like fight for my spot.
You always feel like you're on attack mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like I'm not like comfortable and safe in this. Like I'm not secure in like my position because I don't know what I am to you.
Right.
Therefore, I'm fighting for a spot constantly, fighting for my life, fighting to the death for a spot that at the end of the day I was never going to get. It was never going to be you, as that TikTok said.
Right.
It was never going to be you.
But they make it seem like it will be.
Yeah. Told me I love you.
Don't even. Yeah.
Told me I love you,
thing to do.
But then
I love you, but I don't like you enough to date you.
And like that's just like fucked up on both. Not even like obviously you're talking about the context of men, but either way, like if a woman said that too, just in general, it's fucked up to like do that to somebody. But it's so like normalized that it's like cool and fun.
Have you ever not said it back when they said it to you?
No, because I did love him. Tears for the broken heart. But no, I never. Well, here's a funny little story. There was one time that I was hooking up with a guy, like casually hooking up with, and I said I love you while we were having sex, and I never talked to him again.
You said like I love you, or you said like I love like fucking?
No, I said I love you while we were having sex.
But you can't like you're like having sex, you know what I mean?
No, but like, why would you say that?
Why did you say that? Let's get into that.
Let's unpack that. I don't know why I said it. I was just in the moment, and like, because I did not love this person. Like, I did not.
Was this like? did you know that? Like, did you know their personality at all, or was this?
Yeah,
like
we were cool.
Like, you were friends?
I wouldn't say that.
We were acquaintances.
Cool. Yeah, we were cool.
Okay,
and like whatever. And then I said I love you, and then literally like he texted me after that, obviously, and like
what did he say? Did he
didn't
say
acknowledge
it?
He didn't say it back, but
was he like looking at you when you said it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I said it, and he was just like, I think he just thought it was like hot. And then
okay, so what's the problem?
Why would I say that?
I don't know. People say a lot of crazy things during sex.
I've never said that to anybody else except for him. So during sex, so like that happened, and then I never talked to him again. That was the last time we hooked up.
Did you ever see him afterwards?
Nope. That was that. That's that on
you
that.
Said I love you. He said goodbye.
No, I said goodbye. That's what I'm saying. Is that I said I love you.
So when he texted you, what did he say?
He was just like, oh, like had a good time, yada yada yada. Like I want to see you again. Let's hang out. Like was trying to make it more.
So you were just like, this is too. I don't know how to remove myself from this.
Because I'm the one that said I love you.
Yeah,
and I didn't. And I just said it. Like that's fucked up. So then he was like, I think was like, oh, like she really likes me, whatever. Like I'm gonna make this more than what it is.
Oh.
And then I ghosted because I was like, that's not what I want.
Oh my god, did he text more than once?
I mean, he texted me like a few times over like a few weeks, like every once in a while. And then he finally, I think, took the hint.
Have you ever really ghosted somebody?
Yeah. You haven't? I do all the time.
I don't think so. Well, no, I mean like a situationship, let's say.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not like a situationship, but I've ghosted plenty of people.
That you were like talking?
Kinda, yeah.
What are you getting kind of? Or like serious?
Well, no.
I've never like just not. Well, that's not true. I really avoid all of my problems in reality. However, I don't think I've ever just never replied.
It's always in the stage where it's like the first few weeks where I can tell that they are, this makes me sound really conceited, but I can tell that they are like feeling me more than I'm feeling them. And
so you do it for the greater good.
Sure, we could say that. Is that the greater good? Ghosting instead of just communicating like an adult?
No, but you're saying like you end it early.
Yeah, or it just like I don't want this anymore. Because my problem is that I love the attention and love the vibes, but then at a certain point I don't genuinely like this person, so I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I just don't respond.
Interesting.
Like that guy that I said I love you to, he texted me and I literally did not respond for weeks. And then he finally just stopped texting me. So it was done.
But he was like, he was trying.
Yeah. Because I said I love you. I don't know how much I could reiterate that.
No, I know.
Like I
know
was in the wrong. Like I should not have said that to him.
No, I know, but I don't know. It's crazy that he like took that and like ran with it.
Yeah. He didn't ask any follow-up questions after either. We like did not talk about it.
Or be like, what did you say?
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Nothing. Literally did not do anything.
And then they're like, oh, never mind.
It's literally like, yeah. And I think a big part of like situationships is also like, it just goes back to like not really having a title and constantly being in the
unknown.
The unknown and being in the category. It really like, as much as you try not to let it happen, like it takes a hit on like your like confidence, because you're like, you look at yourself and you're like, what's wrong with me that I can't be good enough to date?
Yeah, which is so annoying.
Yeah. When in reality, unless you do something like really fucked up, it's not you.
Also, we're probably not going after the best people if your outcome is never ending up in a relationship.
That
Obviously,
too.
Picking up emotionally unavailable people if you are emotionally unavailable.
Yeah. I think there's just like...
It's a lot of self-sabotage, I think, too.
Yeah.
And you're like picking people that you're like, oh, we could maybe be serious.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're not ever going to be serious.
That's the hard thing, is that like trying to like set boundaries for yourself in those types of situations, which I'm trying to work on now, where it's like
what's
you're
fun
in
versus
like a weird like in between, and it's like, okay, like you yourself, like you see the potential in this person, you see that there's a connection, like you see all the good in it.
Yeah.
And then so like trying to set that boundary is like scary, because you're like, if they don't want to date me, then like it's over type of thing. And it's like, that just sucks. Like that just sucks.
I think like casual can be like anywhere from less than like 5 times, regardless if it's like spread out.
Yeah.
So you could be casual with somebody for 5 months if you only see them once a month or whatever. You know what I mean? You're slowly getting to know them.
Yeah.
If you see somebody 5 times in 1 week, you're kind of thinking like, oh, this might be going somewhere.
Yeah, 100%. Which is just
and I think that's where situationships get kind of like confused.
Yeah.
Because it could be like a long-term, short-term, but there's a lot packed into a short time most of the time. And then it's just like a lot to unpack. And then you don't go through the normal relationship steps.
Yeah.
You just go from like fucking to like, oh, like let's actually get to know each other, to then you like start hanging out as friends, and then it's like complicates things, and then you catch feelings.
Yeah, that's what happens. I think like, there's definitely a big difference between casual and a situationship, because a situationship is like a completely different beast than like casual.
But it's so crazy how it can go so quick from casual to that without you even really knowing. And
that's when it starts to be like, then you have to have the what are we conversation. And it's just a constant cycle that I feel like I really used to be in a lot, like with guys, and I'm trying to break that cycle. But it's like so hard. Because that's like all you're used to after a certain point. And it's hard
to see the red flags until you're already so deep in it, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't even know this was that. Well,
now the dudes are changing up their tactics.
They pretend
it used to be very easy to tell that they did not fuck with you like that. Now all of a sudden
they be acting like they do fuck with you like that.
All of a sudden they're taking you on dates and stuff,
sleeping over,
buying you shit, buying you food,
friends with your roommates, cooking you food,
doing all this stuff,
all the extras,
just to say, oh, but I'm single. Really?
You're acting real crazy right now.
Delusions. It's all delusion. A huge shout out to Static Meadows for sponsoring this week's episode. Not only are they some of our besties, but they make some banging music. Their new single, Faceless, drops Friday on Spotify and Apple Music, so be sure to check them out. The link will be in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the second half of All Good Choices, episode 5. So we left off talking about situationships and like setting boundaries for yourself, and I think that would then lead you into monogamy if you're not in a situationship anymore. Being in a committed 2-person relationship. How do we feel about it?
I don't feel like 100% monogamous relationships work long term forever. I don't think that two people can like be in a relationship, get married, never stray at all, 100%, whatever. I don't think that that's like necessary. I think you get different things out of different relationships with people. And you can obviously like have, I don't know. I was telling them like off camera, my ideal relationship is to be in a long-term like relationship with somebody that's like more of like a day-to-day partner. Like I share more things with them. They're like my top tier, right? But if I want to go on a date, I can with like other people and have like casual things or whatever. Not all the time, not like a million or anything like that, but you know what I mean? I don't want the other person to do that though.
Which is where your problem comes in.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't believe in monogamy, but I understand how it kind of holds people like accountable.
I see, and then I'm like the exact opposite. And again, we were talking about this like during the break, where for as like progressive and everything that I feel I am in other parts of my life, when it comes to like relationships and love, I am like very traditional. So it's like I'm like a hopeless romantic, and like my dream in my life is like to meet somebody, have kids, like get married, like we're together forever, for lifers, like that's what I want. But I think it just sucks because the rational part of my brain is like, that is just like not possible, because I agree with I think in every relationship it's going to come to a point where somebody strays. And at that point you have to decide if like you are like if you're going to stay and that's okay, or if you're going to break up. I think
it's
that's
hard
where it comes
to put all your eggs in one basket and like all your reliance on one person. That's a lot on one person. So I think to kind of like spread it out and like even like a best friend relationship is like similar to like a partner relationship, except for like the sexual aspect or whatever. And like, so those lines are kind of blurred too. So it's like, just, I don't know, maybe I just like care a lot about all of these people. And I put them on like similar pedestals.
No, I agree. Like, especially like trying to go on this like journey, I guess, of like trying to get out of like situationships and all of that is like, then I finally was like reflecting, I guess, back on myself and realizing that like romantic love, while it's something that I want, it's not like
necessary.
Yeah. And so then I was putting a lot more energy into like my friendships and realizing that it's a different type of love, but it's still like love.
It's still just as fulfilling. Yeah, exactly.
So like I think that's still important. And like I think it is important to have like relationships outside of your relationship. If I had a conversation with my boyfriend or girlfriend and they were like, I want to go on dates with other people, like casually, like, you know, we'll communicate about it, whatever, but like I don't want you to do that. Nah, bro.
Yeah, I know. I sound like crazy. I sound very like
for sure, bestie. So true.
Unhinged, I guess.
So real.
Yeah. I know I'm hypocritical. However, this is
no,
just
but it's your dream.
Right, yeah,
it's your dream, and then you know what? Live it.
Yeah.
If you want that, go for it.
Thank you.
I think I was telling her off camera. I think there's probably people out there that like would be okay with that. Slim. But there's probably somebody out there.
All right, y'all. If you're seeing this now, slide in my DMs on Instagram.
Slide into the All Good Choices podcast Instagram DMs, and we'll look through it. But yeah, so I just like, and that doesn't help either with like hookup culture, is being a hopeless romantic and like being so, like my ideal is so traditional.
Yeah.
That like, yeah, I like participated in like being a hoe and whatever, but like part of me was just doing it just to like, I don't want to say fit in, but it was like, well, I'm not gonna like find love.
Yeah,
because like everybody's on this wave, so like I guess I'll get on this wave.
Like you kind of feel like you have to do it.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not gonna like experience anything.
Yeah,
like I have to experience something.
I felt like when I started my journey into the hoe phase.
Yeah.
I felt like I was really trying to like embrace everything and just like try everything that I possibly could, because I hadn't been able to experience anything like that. So I would just like was like, okay, I was like basically like researching how to do like the perfect experience or whatever, and I was just like trying to do that over and over again, and like you know what I mean.
I think the hoe phase, I mean, we're kind of circling back, but I think in relation to like even like going from like hooking up with people casually with situationships to going to relationships, I think it is important though to have like that hoe phase or situationship or whatever.
Definitely.
Because it 100% shows you like what you want and don't want.
It shows boundaries, you the red flags.
Yeah, and all of that. So I think it's like,
and like the little things that all guys do. Yeah. That you're like, I know what this is.
Yeah, and it brings back war scenes in your brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think I just lost my point, so it doesn't matter. I don't think anything, actually.
No thoughts, just vibes.
No thoughts, just vibes. That's literally the whole podcast. But I think also, too, like, having different relationships with people, a big thing is, as a woman, having friendships with guys is terrible. Mm-hmm. It's honestly, it's a crime on American soil.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fucked up.
They be fucking us over.
Like, and again, that's gonna be like a slogan of ours. I said this off camera, but I did, where it's like, I don't remember what I said off camera. What did I just say?
For what?
About the guys. Oh, I understand why guys are like, don't, like, a boyfriend or whatever doesn't want you to have guy friends. Yeah. I get it. Because the things my guy friends have done, I don't have maybe one guy friend that's excluded from this. All of the rest of my guy friends at some point has been like, hey, so we're going to do this or what?
I don't have any.
Like,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just like, it's annoying because it's like, okay, the worst part about it is then you sit back and you're like, okay, do you actually care about me as a friend? And do we have a friendship, or are you just trying to fuck me?
Well, and like it's gone away, or you know, it's been revealed. Yeah. Over a period of time, but at some level, like even the people that you think are like, oh, they're like 100% just my friend. Yeah. They'll hit you with that. Hey, it comes giving me the look.
It always comes up.
What are you doing? And you're like, what do you mean?
Like, I'm just looking at you, bestie.
Right.
Or besties.
Right.
Like,
I don't know.
It's very annoying, and I think it plays into like, again, like your confidence and your ego a little bit, because it's always, you're
like, everybody wants to fuck me.
Yeah. But on the bad side of that, it's like, obviously there's situations where like they do like want to date you, but for the most part, and like my personal experience, it's like they don't want to date me. They don't see that value in me. They see the value in like, oh, I think you're attractive, so I want to hook up with you, but still be friends.
Which is such a different idea than what you normally like. What you would think like, oh, we're friends, you obviously like me
and you want to date me.
You obviously know my personality already, and this is like us just adding the sex part in.
No, it's always
they're like, actually I'm gonna fuck you over too.
Thanks. Like it's like they it just gets even more rough.
You're not a person.
Like so then I think like the worst type of like person with that is when you meet a guy or a girl or whatever, and you like become friends at first, and you like are making it very clear that you are like friends. There's no anything else, and then they try it, and you're like, bro, what? Like, why did you even become my friend? If you knew that there was no chance of this.
And it's like they want to wait and play the long game.
So then you don't know. You're like, okay, well, you're staying in my life because you hope that one day I'll change my mind?
Which is probably what it is.
Or like, do you actually care about me as a person?
And I think that only happens like very rarely. That you'll be able to like 100% like create like a not brother sister bond, but like a non
very platonic
and that's like pretty rare, just because like naturally we're like, you know, made to procreate. So they're like, let's fuck everything in sight, and especially like we're in our late teens, early 20s, this is the time where everything is just like, you know, you're just horny 24/7. So I do think that the lines, you know, they definitely get
blurred. And it doesn't help that I feel like I'm a naturally like pretty flirty person,
right?
And so on my end, while I'm not like being serious, and it like I'm literally just like talking and I can't help but like flirt a little bit, like they will take that as like I'm interested, and then that's an awkward conversation to have.
Well, like I take,
haha, just jokes.
I take sex like pretty not that serious. You know what I mean? Like it's like fun, but it's like I take it serious. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, though.
It's not like
and
there's like end all be all the craziest thing you could ever do. It's just like something. It's just a fun thing that we do to pass time.
I'm on the same wave and also not at the same time. I used to be 100% like subscribed to that it was just like fun and I could have these casual things with people. But then I feel like as I've gotten older and been in different situations, it's like I can't even bring myself to like with a friend, for example. It's hard for me to bring myself to like casually hook up with a friend and be in that same situation. So like for me now, it's like I guess it's okay with somebody that I don't really have feelings for, but
again, it can only be a certain amount of time. Like I think less than 10, it's fine. Like more like 5 would be good.
Because also it just comes routine. It's not fun anymore.
That is when you get tricks in a fucking
I already did everything I could do.
That's when
you've seen it all. I already showed out the first 3 times. I figured this is gonna cut off.
That's when it doesn't get fun. That's when it gets like you get the like relationship sex. You know what I mean? Where it's like it could be fun, but it could be average, and you just have to take your pick, and it's just the luck of the draw that night.
At that point, then it's just like, it's Tuesday, I guess it's coming over. I guess this is what we're doing,
right?
Like
I gotta go to bed.
Like no, I don't want to get into all that, but so I think it's just rough, like having a lot of guy friends, and you would think by now I would learn to not have a lot of guy friends, but like the people in my life, that most of my friends are guys. So it's like, I feel like now that we're older, maybe it's not as like a big of a problem, but I think it's always there.
There's always the underlying fact.
Yes.
If you're friends with a guy, he might want to fuck you. And he probably does.
100% does.
And you just have to take that.
I don't think any guy is friends with a girl that they don't want to fuck.
But you know what? In the same aspect, have you ever been like looking at your guy friend and you're not going to say anything, but you're like, you look kind of good right now.
All the time.
You know what I mean? So it kind of goes both ways.
But like,
that's why when they ask, I say yes.
Real exposed, caught 4K. No, but like,
just kidding.
Well, I think all of my friends are attractive.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I had a tweet that said I would fuck all my friends because they're hot, and that's so true.
But for me, it's like, let me not say all the time that I think they're attractive. I think all of my friends are attractive, but that doesn't mean that I want to fuck all of them.
Correct.
And like, it just, I don't know, it's like a weird thing where since I am so like traditional in my mindset, it's like I would never be, let's say I got into a relationship, whatever, like I would never be worried about me crossing a boundary with any of my guy friends, like whatever. Yeah. But I can see how, through my experiences, how a boyfriend or whoever would be like, no, you are not hanging out with this person anymore. Like
100%. No. I will never tell.
I think it goes the same way for girls too, because some of the stuff that I've done with my guy friends, stay away from my man.
I think like, for sure. And I think like how you were saying, like the guy, like you see a different level when you're like friends with them.
Yeah.
So you see how they are. Yeah. And so you see how sleazy guys can be.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. And so like that's a little eye-opening.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because the experiences I have had like with my guy friends, like our friendship has never been the same after that. Like
I think even if it really want to make it work.
It recovers whatever, but like it's still just not the same as it was before.
Yeah, because there is always that like weird lull. Yeah. Where it's a little awkward. Yeah. Because you're just like trying to move past it. Yeah. And nobody's talking about it. And you're like, if we just don't talk about it for long enough, it'll go away. Which is true. But you have to wait a really long time.
Yeah, a very long time. Because it just like, I wouldn't even say it's necessarily awkward, but it's just like.
It's the elephant in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if like other people know about it. Like if you're in a friend group and you hook up with one of the friends.
That shit is like so annoying when people make jokes.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, bro. We know. We get it. The girls get it. You don't have to say it 10 times. Like, thank you.
At like every function that we're at, we get it.
Yeah. Like it's not funny anymore. It was not funny the first time, bestie.
A huge shout out to Static Meadows for sponsoring this week's episode. Not only are they some of our best friends, but they make some bangin' music. Their new single, Faceless, drops Friday on Spotify and Apple Music. Be sure to check them out. The link will be in the description.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. This whole episode has been a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. That was going to be some fun little jokes.
It is funny, but
it's also really exposing to my psyche. So we're going to lighten up the mood a little bit, talk about some funny experiences we've had, just stupid things men have done to try to hook up with us, those type of vibes. I think the first one that comes to my mind is I was out at this club and I saw this guy and I was like, God, he's so hot, blah, 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 whatever. And like, we're talking, we're dancing. And then turns out my roommate was like talking to the other guy, whatever. So there's connection. So I said, okay, purr.
You did a tag team.
So yeah. So then he came over, everything's cool. And it was not cool after everything started. I'm going to say it lasted 2 minutes, but it probably didn't. It was probably shorter than that.
Oh, you're being generous.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I didn't have a timer. But yeah, so it was 2 minutes of my life I couldn't get back. I've never felt like more of a object in my life than that moment. So I was like, I got nothing from this. Right. Absolutely nothing. I just got used. Yeah. And then I just wanted him to leave. And that was it. Yeah, he was drunk too. Oh. But like, sorry, bro. 2 minutes max.
Gotta go.
I get like the whole excuse is like, oh, I'm drunk, whatever, I can't perform as good. But 2 minutes? You can't even give me, you know what?
This honestly
nothing. I get 2 minutes and done. Out the door.
That's happened to me like 2 or 3 times, I think. One specifically that I can remember was like while I was away at college, and it was just so ridiculous. He literally, I would say from parking lot to exiting my door, the whole interaction, less than 10 minutes. I'm talking about going up the elevator, walking in, saying hi to my roommate, walking into my room, doing the deed, walking back out, exiting my building. All less than 10 minutes.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Like, by the time I was walking him out, I was like, what the fuck was this?
It's just such a waste of time.
It is. I mean, I guess it's not really, because you're not wasting that much time.
True.
However.
But it is still minutes of my life I can't get back.
Yeah.
That I could have spent doing something else.
That's when, like, I don't know if this happens for you too, but if it's like, if I don't have sex for longer than like 3 months, let's say, I cannot have sex for like a year.
Yeah, but as soon as I start having sex again, I'm on a rampage.
Oh my god,
I gotta go.
You remember how good it is,
yeah,
but you're fine without it.
Yeah, but it's fucked up how that happens. Yeah. That's how the like the mini hoe phases start. Is because just start,
you get a little taste.
Yeah. And then also a good old Tinder story. This guy, we had matched on Tinder, but like I don't remember him in like this moment. And so we had matched and like I guess we talked, I don't know. Apparently I gave him my phone number because he texted me like 9 months later. I didn't even remember him, didn't have the number saved, whatever. And he's like, hey, like sorry for I was weird before, blah blah blah, apologize, like I'm trying to like, you know, be more mature, I want to take you out, all that, right? I'm like, and at that time also I was like really heavy into like manifesting and like affirmations, all that. So I was like, oh, my manifestation's working. Like this random dude out of the blue comes out.
Sure.
It has to
You're
be
like,
from
oh my god,
the
it's
universe.
meant to be.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I gotta give it a chance. We go out, we get smoothies, whatever, and he's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. You're the one that asked me to the state, homie. And we ended up going back to his place. We're watching a movie, and I had made it like clear when we were texting stuff that I was not trying to hook up. I was trying to find something serious, whatever. Okay, cool. We go back to his place. We're sitting on his bed like this.
No.
And then he's like, oh, like, do you want to cuddle, whatever? I'm like, okay. That's going past this, whatever. He's talking to me, and then he literally just
he's whispering
like,
sweet nothings in your ear.
He's just like talking, and I'm trying not to like engage, and then he just lifted my chin and like kissed me, and I was like, oh. So then I left.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So I left kind of abruptly, and I was like, well, I gotta get up early. And I left.
Gotta go. I have work. And he's like, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, right. And so then we talked a little bit after, and I was like, hey, like, you know, he was like, oh, like, did I do something wrong, whatever? I was like, well, yeah. I just like, I'm not trying to do all that, whatever. Like, if you kiss, it normally leads to other stuff, like blah blah blah, all that. Thought we were cool. Turns out we were not cool, because then he kept drunk texting me and calling me all the time, telling me to come over at like 1 a.m. to sleep over.
Why would I want to sleep over?
What else are we doing if it's not fucking?
Goodbye.
So I ghosted him. And
period, as like, you should.
And then he was blowing up my phone constantly after that, being like, did I do something wrong, whatever. And then I finally texted back and was like, because
you're not giving in.
Yeah, I was like, I specifically told you I don't want to hook up, like that I wanted to like get to know somebody.
The challenge.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, so then why are you asking me to come over at 1 a.m.?
Right.
What?
He's like, I hear you. I see you.
And we finally stopped talking. So that was that.
Thank God.
And it was so fun.
One of my worst ones is, have you ever had sex with a virgin?
No.
Not being a virgin, I mean. No. Yeah, it's terrible.
I've never taken anybody's virginity.
I would never recommend it. Taking somebody's virginity, terrible all around.
I feel like it would be terrible.
Yeah. It was just especially terrible because, like, it just wasn't. It wasn't his first time, really, though.
Yeah.
Like, it did not all happen.
Yeah.
But he played it off as it was. And you know what? I was like, you know what? You deserve this, I guess. So I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I didn't set the record straight or whatever.
So he wasn't a virgin.
No, he was a virgin. It did not penetrate.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I think he thought so. I don't know how graphic.
No, it's not even that.
However,
like, how could you think that maybe? It's very obvious whether
he
it's
asked
happening.
me to get on top, and I said I can't.
Like,
no. It was limp.
No.
Yeah. No. And so then I was like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. There's nothing else to do. You just have to leave.
What are you supposed to say to that? Like,
there's
because at that point I was like, I can't pretend anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You could fake it so much.
Yeah.
You cannot fake that.
You can fake the screams. You can fake the moans. You can't fake that when it's right in front of your face.
And then his friend's talking about, oh, thank you so much for deflowering my man. You
that little liar.
Man, fuck
little
you.
Schemer. What the hell? Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then also hitting all the social media platforms. Good old Instagram guy.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do this thing when I was in my hoe phase where I would go to other girls' pages and see who's following them or like who they're following. And if I found them attractive, I would follow them.
So who the girls are following.
Yeah, or like who's following them, because that means they probably follow me back. Kind of crazy. whatever.
So that's a weird dating app.
It is a little bit. So anyway, so I'd followed him on Instagram, hoping he'd follow me back. He did. And then he DM'd me, and I said, I got it in the fucking bag, right? Easy. He's talking all this crazy mess over Instagram DMs and on Snapchat, whatever, like that Tory Lanez song, I'll put you 70% in 70 minutes, you get it, babe. He was talking all that, right? Sure. So I'm thinking, okay, we're about to link up. It's about to be a crazy time, right?
It's about to be a movie.
Yeah, it was about to be a movie, because at that time, I was down.
You were down to make a movie.
It did not matter that he was a stranger. I was down and ready to go. And then I get in the car, and we're driving around, whatever, and he's like mean as hell. First of all, he was like, oh, who do you like to listen to? I'm like, Young Thug. And he's like, Young Thug is trash. Blah, blah, blah,
he said,
and I was like,
get me out of this car.
Yeah, and the whole time just like
about to open the door and roll out.
I almost mid-traffic almost rolled out. And so I'm like, what the heck? Like, why are you like being mean? Like, that's weird. Like, it's not like, it was just so weird, right?
Aggression's not a turn on.
Yeah, but what did I do? I still ended up doing some stuff. And then nothing that he had said. I put in the work. Let's just say that. I put in the work and
you were
got
doing 70
nothing.
positions.
Yeah, and I got nothing in return. So that was fun. So then he dropped me back off, right? And I was like, I'm never talking to this kid again.
Of course.
And so then he's blowing up my spot again. The same type of thing. Texting me all the time. I'm not responding. And then he finally like DM me months later, like 8 months later, and was like, I'm so sorry for how I acted before, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's all good, bro. And he was like, yeah, like, I was just hoping, like, we could go see a movie or something.
No.
And I just left him on scene. Because
No,
what was that
thank you.
behavior before? Like, no house trading, just absolutely
Why so hostile?
Literally so hostile. Because normally I give people a chance. I'm like, first time, always kind of awkward, you know, whatever. Maybe
Sure.
they're nervous. But it was so bad that I couldn't even bring myself to give him a second chance.
Yeah, you're like one and done. This is enough.
Like,
I've seen enough.
I have seen this movie before, and I'm done. Like, so mean and weird. I hate men. This just makes me hate men.
Yeah.
More.
Well, because you realize, like, men have to their personality has to grow on you.
Yeah. And like, I'm all with like the roasting humor and whatever. I think that's funny. But like, I don't know you.
Right.
Like, you can't.
I can't tell when you're being mean.
Yeah. Like, you just sound like a douche.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was just like, he would say stuff, and I would just literally like not know what to say back. Like, I'd just be like,
okay, anyway.
Yeah. I'd just be like, well, I don't know what's happening here. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. What are we
refocusing?
doing? Yeah, like, what are we doing? You ever met anybody on Instagram that you hooked up with?
No. Most of the, like, I've only had, like, one true one-night stand. Like, where I met them out, and I went out with them, and I went home with them that night at a bar.
Yeah, me too. The basketball guy that I talked about earlier.
Mine was a singer. We were at a karaoke bar. And
wow.
he was doing his little set or whatever. I didn't realize he came to this karaoke bar every single weekend. I was one of the victims.
Yeah, he got you.
He did. And I fell for it.
Yeah.
I did.
You fell for the fantasy.
I did.
Oh my God, a singer.
I was like, oh my God, he'll sing to me.
Yeah. Did he?
No.
He didn't sing to you?
Well, he sang to me in the bar, but not like, while we're doing...
Well, I didn't think while you were doing it. But like...
Yeah, he serenaded me in the bar.
That's nice, at least. Got a little song.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Was it good?
It was good. It was
decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 1 night
It was a
stand.
7 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I was really drunk, so...
Okay. So probably more realistically like a 4 out of 10.
No, it was fun, but it was like...
But you were drunk, so how good is your judgment on the experience?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Yep.
Well, we have a few minutes left. We have a Q&A form, like a Google form. The link is in our descriptions and all that in our link tree.
Ask us questions.
Yeah, so ask us questions in the future, but we got some questions for this episode, specifically about hookups. So I think we'll go through a few of those. Again, I don't know what's up with everybody, but they be asking the worst questions. Get it together, y'all. Either the worst, absolute, most rancid.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I'm not talking about this. Like,
yeah.
what? So we picked out the most, I guess, YouTube friendly questions that we could talk about, because the rest were graphic.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, what is your ick?
So I was thinking about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think my ick is when like boys post selfies on Snapchat or like they won't post on their Instagram. They'll post like once every year max. It's like we either see you too much or we don't see you at all.
Yeah.
But for some reason boys posting just gives me the ick.
Yeah.
Like casually.
Yeah, because it's like who are you posting this for?
Yeah, and it's like this selfie's not like serving or get like, you know what I mean? Like
you're not serving face. It's
no,
like
they're
an
just
average selfie. They're never serving face.
They don't do no like filters or nothing on that thing.
Straight, but honestly, I respect it.
I do not.
I respect posting
a
lot of selfies.
Yeah,
no filter. That's a lot.
Some of them need it. Okay,
and real.
They should use it.
Some of them need it.
What's your ick?
I don't know. I have a lot of icks, I think.
It's so easy.
I'm trying to think of like a specific one because I know in a previous episode we talked about like long fingernails and stuff like that, like dirty fingernails. That's always an ick. This is like very niche, but it happened with a guy that I guess hooked up is the right term, but like we didn't go all the way. Like I did work and then he left, so I got used. But I just remember like afterwards we were sitting on my bed and we were just kind of like hanging out, and he was sitting and like he had socks on, right? And he was sitting like with his feet like this, like crossed,
like this.
Yeah, like he not like that. Like one foot was like on top of the other. Yeah, like one foot was like on top of the other one for all my visual viewers. And for some reason, looking at his feet in that position was not it for me. I was like, in my mind, you've gone from man to boy.
See, men's feet also give me the ick.
Yeah.
Male feet, fucking gross.
Like, take care
men
of
should
yourself.
not be able to wear flip-flops. They got
Ever.
hairy feet. Most of them are nasty. It's just all around
Ever.
not okay.
Like, take care of your hygiene, please.
Slides are like,
if you're gonna have
maybe, but you gotta wear them socks.
If you're gonna have the toes out, get them done. At the very least.
At the very least, yeah.
I'm not trying to
like,
walk around seeing your bunions and your athlete's foot and everything else you have going on.
I have yet to see a man with nice feet.
Get a pedicure, dog.
And I don't have great feet, but I cover my feet. I always have socks on, shoes, something. Because I know.
Society.
Exactly.
I'm not
out here wearing flip-flops.
Myself. I will not be a picture posted on Twitter where they're like, look at this bitch's foot, ha ha ha.
If I had wiki feet, I would have like a 2 out of 5 stars.
Like, yeah.
Like, I'm not bragging about that.
No.
However, I know where my downfalls are.
And men need to recognize it.
Right.
Your foot.
Your foot.
And the last question, and we're going to wrap up after this, your body count.
Should always subtract 3 when you're
telling somebody?
Mm-hmm. I would say mine is somewhere between 1 and 30.
Okay.
That's a good range.
Mine is more than 1.
Less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000. But I am in the triple digits. For anybody who needs No.
Male and female.
Y'all thought. No. I'm not telling y'all that. Right. My friends know. The real ones know what my body count is. Everybody else, nah.
Do you keep a list?
Yes. It's
names or no names?
Names. I keep a list of the people I've actually had sex with and then people I've just done stuff with. And then
where's the line? Not make out, does that count?
No.
Yeah.
Like head.
Okay.
On either end.
Got it.
Sex list.
Head list.
I keep it like that.
It's like a Venn diagram. Some of them overlap, some of them don't.
And then I used to keep like traits about them because I was running game, so I couldn't remember. And I wasn't saving phone numbers.
Oh, fuck.
So I couldn't remember who liked what, who did what.
Oh,
and I wasn't trying to mix them up. So I used to keep like little notes like tall, this, that, whatever.
Oh, likes to be pegged.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to keep little personality traits. But
I just have their this is so gay. I have their
zodiac.
Yeah. Because I wanted to see if I had the whole chart. I don't yet.
Yeah. I don't. The thing is that some of these people I don't know well enough to know.
That's what I'm saying. I have like 3 with I don't know their birthday, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway,
on that note, before I keep talking about that, we're gonna wrap up. thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to have a special guest on. Let me not say who it is, like they care or no. But we're going to have a special guest on, so it'll be a fun, different vibe. We'll have a third person here.
Yeah, it'll be our first, like, interview vibe.
Yeah, so it'll be super fun. So make sure to check that out. And then follow us on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And you can listen to this anywhere you stream podcasts.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
turn on the notifications.
Comment, subscribe, share. All of it. Send it to your mom, your grandma. Not this episode. A different episode. Said.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
There we are.
See ya. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of All Good Choices. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to like and comment and let us know what you think.
You can stream this anywhere you stream podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at All Good Choices PC and Twitter at All Good PC.
Thanks again to Maserati Click Productions for producing this podcast. See you guys next week.